Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to talk to you about why you get distracted when you are trying to create solutions. I'm Missy Hughes. I'm a productivity coach and I help you get things done. So, subscribe to this channel and use the link in the comments to sign up for your free consultation to figure out what your distractions are and how you can get things done. So, we have some sort of thing that we want to solve. Maybe we want to learn something new. Maybe we're desiring a change in some way. And we see, oh, if I learn this new thing, if I figure out this new thing, then I will create a solution. You're like, oh, so for instance, I've got pain in my joints. Maybe I'll learn this thing called functional range conditioning. And when I learn that, my joints will feel better. Or I've got aging and hormones are changing. Maybe if I learn all about the hormones, I'll figure out how to feel better and energy get back. And then I'll be able to move on about my way and be happy, right? I'll find the solution. Now, listen. It's amazing to go find solutions. It's awesome to go find solutions. There are tons of things out there. What we know is there's so much we don't know, and learning new things is incredible. So, where does it go wrong? Where do you get distracted? Why does it happen that you get interrupted and you don't learn the new thing? And why does it happen that you get interrupted and you don't finish the thing? And why is it that you feel like you never get there? There's a big part of this process that we try to skip over. And that is the discomfort of learning something new. So we think, here I am now, and there's something about where I am now that I either don't like or I'm desiring something new. So we have where I am right now. And then we have the idea of where we will be when we learn this new skill or gain this new trade or get to this new place of being, right? So from here to here, we're like, oh, I see the solution. I'll just hop right over there. I'll buy a course and it'll be done. I'll join this group and it'll be done. I'll sign up for this thing and it'll be done. Except that once we get started, the feeling of not knowing is really uncomfortable. The feeling of uncertainty initiates kind of a fear in our brains. We get kind of panicky about not knowing because if we don't know, then it might be dangerous. And we're like, let's avoid that. Enter distractions. So when our distractions can look anything like, oh, squirrel, or oh, it's a pretty day, I should go outside, or hey, why don't I start some laundry instead of starting the project, instead of starting to learn this new trade, instead of working through that feeling of discomfort. It can also look like, hey, I feel uncomfortable with this. Maybe if I learn this other thing, I can avoid this. So part of our distraction is let me find some new shiny object to learn about. And we sort of slide out of that discomfort. Oh, I know how to do laundry. I slide out of that uncertainty. I know how to enjoy nature, slide out of that uncertainty. Anything that we're using to avoid feeling a negative emotion becomes a distraction. So, what else distracts us? We start learning the thing and we're like, oh, I don't know how this works. Uncertainty. We're like, okay, maybe I can deal with uncertainty because it's a low stakes, right? I'm just learning, so it's no big deal. But then we go to practice and we're kind of like goofy, right? We go to practice this new thing. We're kind of like, ooh, clumsy. We're kind of awkward. Maybe we don't say things correctly. Learning a new language, right? You definitely stutter over the new words. You forget, you say some obnoxious thing in a different language, right? We go to practice and now we're in that discomfort again. Now we're like, oh, but I don't know. Oh, but I'm not good at it yet. Oh, but I hate feeling awkward, sloppy, goofy, getting it wrong. The thought of I'm doing it wrong sends me through the roof with stress personally. It may not you, but I'm sure you have your trigger somewhere. So all of the sudden, we're back in that discomfort. I don't like feeling awkward, so we try to slide out of that. Oh, maybe I need to learn more about public speaking. Maybe I need to do this. So again, we're in that discomfort and we want to get out of it. But say we don't mind practicing something. Say we don't mind being awkward. We go into the next step where we really try something and we fail at it. So then we've got this next step of learning. It's like, oh, I don't know how to do this thing. Oh, it's okay. I'll try it and be sloppy. Oh, but that's okay. I'll try it, but then I'll just totally bomb. I'll fail. If you weren't already fearing failing, now you're in the failure and you feel that discomfort of it's not a fear anymore. I have done it wrong. I have gotten it wrong. I have failed. How do I deal with that? Here I am in discomfort again, sliding out to do some laundry, sliding out to distract myself. Oh, I got to check my email. Something important might be coming in. Oh, let me see how that reel I posted did. Let me see. Oh, let me slide out and look at something else. Let me find a distraction. And we have no idea we're doing this, y'all. We have no idea. Or maybe we do, and that also feels uncomfortable. And so we try to slide out in a different way. So, in each of these instances, we're feeling that discomfort. Maybe we fail and we try to figure it out. Maybe we're okay with failing. So we're okay with not knowing how to do it. We're okay with being awkward. We're okay with getting it wrong. And now we've gotten it wrong, or maybe we've kind of gotten it right, but now we get feedback. So now we're not only afraid of what someone else is going to say, now someone else says something, we get that feedback. And all of a sudden, here we are again in that flood of discomfort. So, what are we really doing here? What are we really learning when we're learning something new? Maybe we're learning a new language. Maybe we're learning a new app. Maybe we're learning a new way of being, a new way of moving or eating or breathing. Who knows? We're learning something new. What are we really learning through every step? We're learning how to be uncomfortable. Now, listen, we're sold this message that we should be happy, that happy is the gold standard. We're sold this message that we're always looking for happiness. We want our children to be happy. We want our parents to be happy. We want our friends to be happy. And oh my goodness, I am so sorry if you're not happy. Now listen, I'm not happy that other people aren't happy. I'm not downing that we should look for happiness. Yeah. Joy, love, connection, laughter, all of those are amazing. And other things are out there too. Uncertainty, fear, shame, discomfort. Those are all out there too. Physical pain. Sometimes those hard things are an alarm for us to say, hey, look around. Something's not quite right. If I'm feeling physical pain in my body, maybe I worked out really hard, and that's a great thing because I'm going to take a rest day and build back stronger. But maybe I ran really fast for a ball and I tore a hamstring, and that's not soreness. That's not going to build back tomorrow after a rest day. And that's an alarm that, hey, your muscles are a little imbalanced and you got to do some other stuff. You got to do some repair, some active repair now. Sometimes negative emotions are there as alarms that, hey, things aren't quite right. So, how do we tell the difference? We have to ask ourselves, ooh, I notice I'm trying to slide out of something. I'm getting distracted all the time. What's happening for me? What am I feeling right now? Am I feeling the discomfort of this thing that I'm trying to learn? Am I thinking that I can just hop over to the solution side of it? Oh, I go from idea to solution and I just skip all the places where I'm uncertain, I'm awkward, I'm failing, I'm getting feedback. Am I skipping all of that and I'm just going to this magical place where now I'm happy? Guess what? Once I get over here, I realize the next thing that I get to learn. Once I get here, I see, oh my gosh, there's a whole new view of all the things I don't know. And that's not a bad thing. That's amazing. That's lifelong learning means there's so much out there. It's great. However, sometimes we go out there to try to find these solutions to try to slide out of our discomfort when really we can sink into it and say, what's going on here? So I learned a couple of things this week. I got some amazing coaching from some of my fellow life coaches. And what I discovered is I'm really not okay with not being okay. I think in my deep down cells that I'm not safe being afraid. I'm not safe being upset. So I got really slippery getting out of that discomfort. And that means I got really good at great smiles. I got really good at working really hard. I got really good at helping people because let me slide out of that discomfort if I ever don't feel okay. So if you're like me in that, where you feel like, in this world we live in, it's not okay to not be okay. I want to tell you from my heart to your heart, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel discomfort. It's okay to not be shiny happy all the time. It doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong. It doesn't mean that you have to revamp your life every time you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't mean you have to learn something new and then get overwhelmed about all the new things you need to learn every time you feel uncomfortable when you're learning. So, why do distractions happen? Because we don't like to feel uncomfortable. Can we take a minute and say, what am I believing right now that's making me uncomfortable? Sometimes it'll be things like, I don't want to fail. And then you can ask yourself, well, what would it mean if I did fail? What would I believe about me if I did fail? And sometimes it might be something like, I would be a failure if I failed, not my effort in this thing was a failure. No, I'm the failure. So when we're afraid of being not okay, when we're afraid of being afraid, when we're not okay with being uncomfortable, a lot of times we're thinking that who we are as a person is not okay in that moment. So when we ask ourselves, okay, what am I feeling? What am I believing about myself? Is that belief true? It's a thought I've just kept repeating, and now it's a belief. But is it really true? If I'm believing I'm 6 feet tall, I'm not. I'm barely 5 feet tall. That's something I can keep believing, but I'm probably going to be running into friction a lot with it. When you think about your thoughts, because they're in our heads, we think they're true. They're not always. They're not always true. So ask yourself, what can I do with that thought? Is it helping me when I keep repeating this thought? How does it feel? When if I believe if I mess this up, then I'm a failure as a person, is that helping? What do I feel next? Is that helping me get to the next step and try again? Or is it saying, don't ever try again? Don't ever do anything. Sit in a corner, be silent, and let life happen to you. I'm not saying we need to just immediately think, oh, you're fine. You're fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. What I'm trying to say is it's okay to feel uncomfortable. And while you're uncomfortable, you don't have to believe that you're terrible. Sometimes things happen that kind of are horrible, right? Sometimes things happen that you did fail at something. It didn't go like you wanted it to. It didn't go well at all. And that's true. But what the value here that I want to offer you, what are you believing about you in that moment? If you had an effort that didn't go well, it's the effort that didn't go well. It's the effort that failed. Doesn't mean you're a horrible person because you're out there trying things that don't work well all the time. Every single person that gets to something that works well has tried it before and it hasn't worked well. So, can you be the person that makes it mean, hey, I'm learning something new? Feels like garbage. That's okay. I am actually going for a solution that I want. So here are some very practical things I want to offer you right now. When you feel discomfort, when you feel distractions, and you notice you're sliding out of that discomfort, what am I really feeling? What am I believing about myself? Is that true? And how can I focus on what I actually know, not necessarily the feeling of terrible is kind of like a blanket we pull over. So can I pull the blanket off and look at the details of if I failed, it doesn't mean I'm a failure. It means the effort failed. What's one detail I can change? And what would I believe then? What's one thing I can try? And what would I believe then? When I think about I'm going to learn something new in the solution, what am I believing about myself when I have that solution? And can I inch closer to that? Can I get a little bit closer to my belief of that? If I believe it can happen, I believe I can try new things. I believe I can be awkward. I can believe I can fail. I believe I can get feedback that feels hard. I believe that I can be uncomfortable to become the person who is whatever this solution offers you. Can I be the person who is uncomfortable and can is brave enough to not slide out of it, but be in it in order to move through it? Discomfort is never where we like wake up in the morning. I wonder how uncomfortable I can feel today, right? You're like, how can I make today the greatest day I can make it? How's today going to be awesome today? That's what we think. That's what people teach us to think. Here's what I want to teach you to think. When I don't feel amazing, How is that also okay? Why aren't I feeling amazing? Am I believing something that helps me feel awful? What's a step I could take that would help me believe a little differently? Can I take it to, can I isolate the issue instead of just thinking, pulling that blanket over and thinking, I don't feel good, ergo, this isn't good? Because I want to offer in every skill that you're going to learn, every time you feel distracted, there's a little piece of discomfort that you're avoiding that's just going to follow you. It's like an annoying little thing that's just like nipping at your heels. It's going to keep following you. So until you build a little bit of that relationship with it, you don't have to run from it. You can turn around and look at it. Oh, there you are, discomfort. I'm in the process of learning. I see you. And come on, quit nipping at my daggum heels and let's walk side by side. So I hope that you will ask me the questions that come up. I hope that you will put in the comments, yeah, but I want to hear all of your counter arguments to this. I want you to flesh out all the ways that you think this is total BS and tell me all about it in the comments. Let's start that conversation and start figuring out what it feels like to work through discomfort. See you next week.